Going over APLD here, and today's price is $6.03 in the after hours of May 14, 2025. I've been mentioning this in our previous videos where we were in a downtrend pattern, broke above to the right, now in an uptrend pattern where we're making higher highs and higher lows, as you can see here on the daily chart. I also mentioned that we are going to test towards the 200-day moving average, or at least that was my prediction. And as you can see here, the 200-day moving average at $7 or $6.93 to be specific. We're getting pretty close to it at the moment. If I zoom in here, we can also see that on the hourly chart, we hit a high of 628, getting pretty close to that 200-day moving average I was talking about here. So from a current price of $6 all the way up to $7 or $6.93, that is going to be an additional 15% move towards the top side. Like I said, we're still continuing to make higher highs and higher lows here as of today and as of our recent bottom here, 331. Look out for the 200-day moving average to be tested at 693. Once we break above 693 for APLD, I would definitely keep an eye out for 8 to 974 to be potentially tested there. $8 is going to be the next major resistance to keep an eye out for, and this is just an estimated price, right? From our current price to 804, that is going to be a 33% move, followed by 974, which I do anticipate being tested during this year of 2025. That is going to be right around a 62% move. Especially if we break above the 200-day moving average, you might be able to see a momentum move up towards the top side here. And again, in my personal opinion, if you're swing trading this, don't be afraid to take profits up at these levels. You never know when it could reject again. Now, as a long-term investor, obviously, I much prefer adding below the 200-day moving average. If I'm looking to load up on APLD shares, personally, I think adding below the 200-day moving average makes a lot of sense instead of adding above it, right? I don't want to be adding into APLD when it starts to move between 974 and 1248. And again, I do think 1248 is going to get retested there, so that is going to be right around 107% from our current price. And again, if I'm looking to add more shares, I don't want to be adding shares up here when it's expensive. I'd rather be adding it when it's cheap and down here at this dip opportunity. Like I said, obviously down below here at 331 would have been the best, but it's really hard to time the bottom of the market, right? Really hard to time the bottom of APLD there. Below 530 would have been really nice, which was one of the levels I was keeping an eye out for, but we eventually broke above 530. Now we are still below 667. That is going to be the next resistance to watch out for. Being below 667, I still think APLD is going to be a good dip opportunity for those that are looking to go long term. Personally, if I'm looking to add a position into APLD and just looking to hold long term, I would rather add it right now than, of course, above here and right around 974 or even 1248. It's just too pricey for me. And again, it's much easier to, in my opinion, load into APLD while it's cheap below the 200-day moving average. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Are you guys buying still at this level? I know some of you guys have been watching my videos the past couple of weeks here, and as you see each time I posted, right, we're making higher lows and higher highs. APLD here looks pretty good in my opinion, and of course at some point there could be a potential resistance level where we get a rejection and maybe a short-term sell-off, but what's important is if on the daily chart we continue to make higher highs and higher lows over time, I do anticipate that retest of the high there of 1248 to be retested. Again, if you don't have a community for APLD, feel free to join our Discord, link down below in the description, and it's free to join, and we have over 32,000 people. If you're looking for live entries and exits, please feel free to check out the Patreon link down below as well, as we do have a 90% off discount celebrating our 5-year anniversary. Thank you guys for watching, and again, if you're in APLD, you want to support the video, if you want to let us know you're in APLD, like the video, support the channel by subscribing and turn on notifications. We'll see you in the next APLD video. I do make pretty often videos here on APLD updates in terms of the chart.